So I beat the shit out of them with a lamp. His brother actually was up in, like, it was like a duplex thing. And his brother was actually up on the other level and he heard what was going on. And basically came and got me. Like, I was beating the shit out of them. They're naked as hell. And I didn't give a fuck. And I guess that's where the trauma came in with guys. Because he was a great guy and I didn't. He had issues too, and like, we really never talked about anything. Easy, Fred. Easy, Fred. Gotta go. We really never talked about anything. And, I guess we grew apart. He kept getting calls, and I already knew something was up. He kept getting calls, and they would call like 15 times, and he was sleeping on the couch once, and this phone number kept coming up on his phone. Like, what the fuck is going on? So I answered it, and they never said anything. So I kept calling the fucking number back. I must have called this bitch 100 times, leaving voicemails and everything else. And I was like, when he woke up, I'm like, who is this? And he was like, oh, it's the girl from the Verizon store. I was like, why is she calling you? He was like, I just guessed, maybe he would just check my new phone. And I'm like, I never heard of that. But we were growing apart anyways, and it was it is what it is. But as I was like, I was absolutely distraught over the fact of losing a boyfriend of 8 years, not understanding why he wouldn't propose to me. I was just bothered by a lot of it, and I guess that's where my part came in, where I was growing apart from him. Come on, Fred, let's go, buddy. Oh, so yeah, and then like 2 months later, I met another guy, and he was married. Now, granted, I was only 23 at the time. I really didn't know what I was doing now as an adult. I realized, like, you don't do shit like that. But he said he was leaving. It wasn't because of me of why he was leaving. Like, he was just leaving because she was a drug addict and he couldn't be with her anymore. And he had 3 kids by her, and she was pregnant with the one. God, this is terrible to talk about. It makes my stomach turn. He was pregnant with one, and like, we could only see each other on certain days, but we loved each other. Like, he bought me this beautiful promise ring and gave it to me on my birthday, and it was like, he got a hotel for the night and took me out to dinner on Mount Washington, overlooking the city, and like, we had just like this deep connection. But I think like he was just so, he didn't know what to do. Like, he had all these kids by her. I mean, like, so he was a father first. So I mean, I get it, but we were together, and I was starting to really do drugs on the low because I wasn't with him all the time, and I still went out and had fun. And I started, dabbling and doing some crazy shit, and I actually got addicted to, that's when pills was a big thing, and I got addicted to pills. And I told him because I knew I needed to get help, but in that time I thought you just went to rehab and you're cured. Like, you didn't, like, I just thought you had to go there and get clean and have the drugs out of your system and you'll never want them again. That was like my mindset on it. So, he was pissed off, and because his wife was an addict, and he eventually moved out of her house and had the boys, and but there was something strange going on because like he never wanted me to come over, and like, anyways, I'm getting off the subject. So I went and I went to rehab, and I would talk to him, and he was mad, but he would still talk to me, and he would actually still see me when I got out of rehab. And our relationship wasn't the greatest, but we had our, I don't know, our bullshit going on. Come on, Freddie, this way, let's turn around. Come on. Freddie, come on. Sorry, I'm walking the dog. We had our issues and stuff, and it was just, I don't know. But anyways, moral of the story, I was working at a grocery store, and I was approached by a female asking me if I was his girlfriend, and I said yes. And she said she was 5 months pregnant with their baby, a baby girl. And I literally wanted to puke everywhere. I was just like, this is crazy. Like, why is this shit happening to me with men? Like, why? Like, I don't get it. So, that was the end of that. I never cried. I cried a lot more harder with him than I did with my first boyfriend, because we had this soul connection. I can't really describe it, and I mean, maybe some of you guys will kind of realize what like a soul connection. Like, we just, I don't know. We had a lot of firsts together. We did a lot of things together, and I don't know. I was probably his like rebound girl, to be honest, because he must not have loved me as much as I loved him. Basically, we'll put it like that. And then after that, there's more to the story. I mean, like, that's just the beginning of my story. It goes longer than that. There was a lot more guys, and I had it. Freddie, there was more. There was a lot more to my story, and I'll get to there. After Rich, I was with the guy that supplied me. So I came out of rehab, and then I went back to it after everything with Rich. Everything that happened with him. And I was with the dude that supplied me with my stuff, and still pills. And he was like, do you want to take a ride? I have to go and get this guy from prison. I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, his family don't have a way up there to get him, and they asked me if I could do it. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, cool, I'll take the ride. And it was like a long ass ride, and I didn't realize how long it was, but this dude came out of prison, and he's like in the back seat, and I was like, oh my God. Like, that was my first real experience. Like, you have to understand, I was raised in a middle-class neighborhood, was taught wrong from right. Like, I was never a bad kid. Like, I was never, like, I always had, like, emotional problems, but, like, I never thought I would be a junkie when I grew up. I never thought I would live the life that I lived so far. when I was younger. So you figure I was like 24, 25, and we go up there. This dude came in, and he was cute, and he asked me for my number before I left because they were dropping me off first, and I gave it to him, and he called me literally like 5 hours later, and he was like asking if I wanted to hang out, and I did, and I should have known earlier than what I didn't learn earlier. I learned it at the worst to stay away from people like that. And it was all about drugs. It was all about drinking. It was all about how much money I'm making. It was just crazy. And his dad owned a bar, and we would go to, I gotta think about more about this next video, because this was the turning point of my life, so I'm gonna stop it right here. Yeah, so I gotta think more about this next video before I go into details about that.